Recording is on.
Yeah, gang, we'll give folks a couple minutes before we start.
The stream's up and running, broadcasted, and tweeted about.
Excellent. We'll give folks a couple minutes to trickle in. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bat Community Call for Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Hope you all are doing well. We've got folks that have made it back from Cannes despite, the air traffic controllers in France going on strike. I'm not sure exactly why they did. Maybe raspberries in the crepes or something, but I'm sure we'll hear all about that from Jenny and team. But I'm glad to have you all here today. And looks like Jenny's ready with the deck. How's it going, Jenny?
She's ready with the deck. Hi, everyone. Good, going good. How are you, Luke? And
Good. You sound rested after your exhausting travel experience.
Yes. I'm getting there. I think one more night of like 9 hours, and I'll be right as rain. We'll see if I can get it.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Well, hello, everyone. We have a fun update today. We're going to be recapping Baton Braves' recent ETHCC experience in Cannes, as well as some other things. We have some cool events coming up in the community and other announcements that we're excited to share. So I think we can get right into it. I'm just scanning the room to make sure my whole team is here. Where is G? Where is Paula? Where's everybody?
I think Paula might miss today.
Oh, okay. I might have missed that message. Okay, no problem. And is G coming?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I saw that he wasn't, so I'm assuming that he is.
Hang on a second. Let me just get him in here. Okay. We're all a little sleepy. Oh, there he is. Okay. We're all a little sleepy following ETHCC. I wouldn't have been surprised if he fell asleep at his desk because it's like 11 p.m. for him right now. Hello. Okay, let's get started. Alrighty, so I have fun news. Our X Spaces have a new name. We went for the Brave Show. The Brave Show. I think that's straightforward, simple, easy, impactful. That's what we've decided on. Hopefully you like it. Our spaces are now called The Brave Show. And this week, our topic of discussion is UGC in crypto. And joining us on the panel is HIO Music, Gage, and Mackinac. So join us on Friday, July 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time on Attention Token X if you want to be a part of that discussion. Also, is my air purifier really loud?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't hear it.
It just started filtering like crazy. I don't know what it's detecting in the air, but it's like the button's red and it's filtering like mad. But if you can't hear it, then we are good.
More importantly, it's purifying the air,
Yes.
which is keeping you, whatever.
Keeping me alive. You know,
Yeah.
it's actually a really incredible tool, this air purifier. Like if I spray perfume in another part of my apartment, like it will within 30 seconds start filtering, and I can tell it's going, and the button changes color, and it's like it's crazy. Or if you like have one of those like aerosol sunscreen or deodorant sprays and you spray it like at the opposite end of the house, it picks it up. It's crazy. Anyway, air purifiers, they work. At least this one does.
Keeping it
Okay.
pure. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, up next, I'm sure you all have seen this, but Charles Hoskinson, Cardano founder, head of Input Output, recently did a 5-hour long interview on the Sean Ryan Show. Highly recommend checking that out if you have 5 hours to dedicate. If not, Luke can probably summarize it for you because I think he watched the entire thing. But importantly for us, he gave Bat and Brave a huge shout out. He talks about Bat and Brave for a whole 3-minute segment when he talks about projects in the space that stand out and that actually have market fit and have actually been successful. And then he talks about how, platforms like Cardano can help us scale even further. It's a really nice clip. We clipped the interview because the interview is rather long, like I said. And then we tweeted it out on social, so you can find it on Attention Token X. And then Crypto Wendy, our KOL, retweeted it. And then, of course, we tweeted it, Luke tweeted it, and all of these tweets got tons of engagement. The Cardano community is like really, really ravenous. Like they're really engaged. It's amazing to see. And the clip is great. So check it out. Check out the interview. Super nice shout out. And he also mentions like in the segment, he's like, Brave's great browser, lots of people use it. Joe Rogan uses it. It's by Brendan Eich, the guy who founded or, created JavaScript, co-founded Mozilla Firefox. Like it's a really nice highlight. So definitely recommend going to see that.
Yeah, it was great. And it's very long, like 5 hours. It's good background stuff if you're working away on something and you need something to listen to. But it was really cool. I mean, I think this isn't the first guest on Sean Ryan Show that's like talked about this, but we're starting to see Brave get mentioned more and more by guests on these podcasts. Like Danny Jones had some guests on that were talking about it. Joe Rogan's obviously had some people on, and it's just cool to see like more and more coverage on these earned media on these big podcasts.
Yeah, no, it's really great to see. And actually, if you all find interviews where guests mention Brave, like big ones like this, send them my way because I will clip them and share them from our socials, and we'll put the clips on our YouTube channels as well. It's really good PR for us. So yeah, send those over if you find them. All right, and now here's a little recap of our ETHCC event. Our co-sponsored event with Ubisoft at ETHCC Con. So we did a side event at ETHCC. It was called Masters of Pétanque. We've talked about it for the past couple of weeks. Like I said, we co-sponsored this event with Ubisoft, and the whole purpose of this sponsored event was to show off the new Brave avatar that is upcoming in Ubisoft's browser-based Web3 game, Captain Laserhawk. So behind us there in the picture, right in the middle, you can see the new Brave character. He looks really, really cool. That will be coming out soon. We don't have a date yet, but this was a big teaser. And so, yeah, that is all of us, me, Sherelle, Guillermo, and Bat-Earn, the Pelican, posing with the new upcoming Brave character in Captain Laserhawk. And additionally, I think I've mentioned this before, but the character will be available for you to own. You'll be able to mint it as an NFT with Bat, and you'll be able to own this character on chain. And so we will share details about that mint once we've nailed down the details. But no ETA for that just yet, still in progress, but coming real soon. And if you don't know what pétanque is, I've spoken about this before on the call, but it's kind of like bocce. It's a game in the south of France that's very popular. You play it on like a dirt court. You have like an alley, and you basically have this small little ball called I I think it's called a cochonette, like a piglet. And you throw that ball first, and then there are 2 teams competing, each with a set of 3 metal balls, and you each take turns throwing your balls and trying to get them as close to the piglet ball as possible. And we had a lot of players in the tournament. This game, like I said, super popular in the south of France. Like everybody seems to love it and play it. It's just one of those things that's really common over there. And so that's why Ubisoft figured this would be a great way to attract people to our tent, our booth. And it certainly worked with this whole tournament. We had lots of people participate. I don't know how many people participated. There's at least 50 people playing in the tournament and like lots of people, other people spectating. But it was super fun. It was super hot. It was incredibly hot. I think it was like 35 degrees Celsius, but it really felt like 100. We were all dying, but we still had such an amazing time. Meeting people from the conference and different projects, and also hanging out with the Ubisoft team, who I think we actually became really great friends with. They rock. Guillaume, John, the guy that you're posing with in this picture, where's he from again? Remind me.
I believe from the UK.
No. Well, from the UK. What project does he work for?
Changely. I'm sorry, Changely.
Changely? Okay.
Where's everybody from?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry, I guess I should have asked where does he work? But John was awesome. He was on my pétanque team, and we crushed it. In the middle there, you can see a picture of that guy whose name was Elias. He's throwing his pétanque ball. It's hard to see where the other ones are on the court, but they're back there somewhere. And then picture on the right is just a bunch of people who stopped by our booth to say hello and meet the team. Then you get a shot of our tent, our stand on the left here with the Brave character. Sorry, I probably should have zoomed in on that a little bit more for you all who are viewing this on small screens. But anyway, we'll share more teasers soon. Then in the middle there is Guillaume and I posing, probably sweating profusely, but still looking happy. And then on the right, you can see the pétanque balls that we used in the tournament. We had some with the Brave Lion engraved. We had some with Ubisoft logo engraved, and some with the Usual logo, which was another one of the sponsors at the Masters of Pétanque event. I wish we could have taken these balls home, but they were so heavy and they did not fit in any of our suitcases. So we left them for pétanque lovers in the south of France to use going forward. And then on the left-hand side here, we had these, so we had a bar at our event, and we had people who were serving cool drinks all afternoon, water, alcoholic beverages, all that. The cups all say Masters of Pétanque, and then they have our branding a lot across the top alongside the other sponsors. Kind of hard to see in the picture, but I promise you it's there. And then the view in that photo is the view from Guillaume and I's Airbnb balcony. It was $1 million view. It was super beautiful. In the middle there is Guillaume posing with Brave merch. And actually, sad story, but kind of funny. Our Brave merch did not arrive in France in time for our event. So we received it a couple days after the event. And so we actually went around and we took lots of pictures wearing the merch. And I'm sure you'll see more of those on social media in the coming days. But we wanted to make sure that the merch got seen, got shown. And that flag hanging off our boat is actually a Brave tablecloth that we did not know what to do with. So we rented a boat and we drove it around, and we promoted Brave in the Cannes Sea. And then on the right-hand side, there's me throwing my pétanque ball in the tournament. And then here on the left is me and Guillaume cheersing with our Masters of Pétanque cups. And then on the right-hand side, you have Guillaume modeling more merch on the boat. And then this is just a video in the middle of us waving our Brave flag on our boat. And thank you. Yes. And Bat Earn was our captain that day. He drove us around on the boat and didn't kill us. So we're all still here to tell the tale. Thanks, Bat Earn, for keeping us alive. And it was a great event. Overall, I mean, it was just awesome. Unfortunately, we couldn't do any gameplay demos that day because it was so hot that our computers and our devices were overheating. So we couldn't show off the gameplay in browser. But from what it sounds like, Ubisoft and our teams really gelled and formed a true friendship. And Ubisoft really wants to take Brave into their like broader gaming universe. We'll see what that looks like, but I don't think this will be the last event that we do with Ubisoft or around this game specifically. So yeah, it's okay that we didn't get to show off the game. I mean, you've got to, you got to adapt in extreme temperatures, and we just played pétanque and we had a great time. So thanks to the team who came. Like you saw in the photos, Battern was there, Guillaume was there, Sherelle was there, and everybody loved seeing Brave at that event. Brave only got great feedback. I love telling people I work at Brave because the second you tell people you work there, they just get so excited and they want to be your friend. Brave has like a great reputation in the space, it seems. And yeah, I'm just always so proud to rep Brave at these events. And thanks to the team for being there. You guys all did such a great job and we all bonded, and yeah, excited for the next one, whenever that may be. All right. Over to you, Guillermo, for your update. Thanks,
Hello,
everyone.
Godson has said you guys had mad fun, and we truly did. We got a lot of fleets, we got a lot of things for the community, we got a lot of things for partnerships and even sales, but we did had a lot of fun. It was pretty nice. Aside from the hot weather, it was overall really, really good. This week, yesterday, I was on Lito's podcast. Lito is the man on the up left corner. And he just invited me. It was someone that I met on New York 2 weeks ago. And he wanted to have someone from the team there to just have a little conversation. And I was more than happy to just be present. So we talked a little bit about the midnight event in New York. We talked a little bit about ETC. So not as beautifully as Jenny just did. I'll just post here the URL for the recording. We talked a little bit about the rewards partner program / bad utility and bad use cases, things that we can do with bad, and now we're exploring. We talked about Battern's Decentraland panel that you'll have on the 11th this month, so this Friday. And we talked about the Brave / Ubisoft partnership and the Captain Laserhawk game that is coming out. So that was a very fun podcast. A lot of people that joined me is Van Ho. I don't like calling her that, but that's the name she goes by. And Luana. I'll also be on her podcast next week, but I believe that there's just a slide on my end talking about that. So I'll talk about that in a few. I know that Battern is also going to talk about this Decentraland panel, and we covered the prior one. So that's it. Oh, and the last person is Walt Disney, which is someone from their community who showed up, and he was very kind, and he's a Brave user as well, and he had some insane Brave stats. So whenever you open like new tab, it was showing us. I was like, really? I think he had like 15 days or something like that. So as usual, my voice cracking up. I don't know what's happening with that. But every Thursday at 2 p.m. GMT +1 / 10 a.m. EST, me and Mr. Battern get together and do a little 30-minute podcast, just very concise, very small, packed with information, all about Bad and Brave and all of the news around Web3 in Europe. So this week, we're going to be covering the ETC, the things that we're doing in Cannes. We're going to cover the latest news that we can find in Web3. This will always do in the same day, so we can make sure that those are the newest news, and of course talk all about Bad and Brave every week, every Thursday at 2 p.m. GMT +1 / 10 a.m. EST GMT. Oh, and Ucash also made like a very cool tune for us that I'll be sure to try at least my very best to play in the beginning of it. If it doesn't happen this one, I know it'll happen in future ones because it's very nice and has a saxophone, and I love saxophones. Anyway, thank you. Yes.
Wait, I haven't heard the tune.
I don't know how to show it, otherwise I would.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. You should play it as your intro, like Sansa does.
That's what I want. Yeah, and I think that's the main reason why he made it for us. And it has a saxophone and has like a very good length to it. It's really cool. I'm very excited to use it, quite frankly, because you're gonna see it.
Wow. Is Ucash playing the saxophone himself, or is it like an AI?
Uncertain.
Okay. Yukash, please confirm. Either way, very cool.
Neither.
Either way, very cool. I can't wait to go listen to it.
Yukash said it wasn't me. But
Oh,
anyways, sounds super cool. And also transitioning from spaces to just doing directly on Brave Talk, so we can actually have faces. It's
ooh,
something that Mr. Battern have wanted for some time. Of course, Mr. Battern is a Pelican, so he'll just have to figure how we will, keep his beak out of the way. But other than that, you'll be seeing faces.
Wait,
this time.
so the guy that doesn't want to show his face wants to do it on Brave Talk so he can show faces.
I may temporarily be an anime girl while before I get my Pelican avatar sorted.
So excited.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
Tushy. Shh.
Very excited about the anime girl that Adam will be for the upcoming weeks. Next slide, please.
All right.
Oh, this is the other podcast that I'll be on this Friday. My name is not your name. It's Guilherme. I missed that one. And this one happens every Monday at 1 p.m. EST. However, they're having a special with me this Friday. We will talk all about that. They want to learn a little bit more about who I am outside of Web3. Very, open to talking about it. And also about Rare Evo, because there's an event happening. I forgot the exact dates, but I believe it's the 1st to the 4th of August in Las Vegas.
Love that you're doing all these appearances, G. It's awesome.
They're inviting me, and I love being there. They're very kind people that I've met in the prior events, and they're just very open to having me there. And it's a pleasure to keeping conversations going. And I really love Bat, and I really love Brave, so it's quite easy for me. Sherelle just corrected me. It's the 6th to the 10th for Rare Evo.
Okay, yeah, thanks. You freaked me out there for a second. I was like, oh wait, if those are the dates, I can't go.
That would be good for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, good.
Okay, thank you, G. Next slide. There you go.
Oh, this one is also mine.
Yeah.
The Yepper cap. So this is something that Keith has wanted for some time, and we just want to release it as quickly as possible. So right now, I just sent it a few mock-ups to both Keith and me. We just want to ensure quality is up to standard, and then that is something that you will be able to buy, not directly to the Brave store, but I have a website set up so you can directly buy this from. And
all right,
that's
you
it
hear
for
that,
my end.
community yappers?
Yepper. The Yepper cap's finally here.
Thank you, G. Good
Thank you,
update.
everyone.
Oh, I'm up. Okay.
Yep.
So last week, Brendan announced the numbers for June. Excuse me. Caught me off guard.
Sorry, Drew. Do you want us
So-
to hop back to you?
No.
Are you
It's
mid
all
bite?
good.
Okay.
I was.
Okay,
I was,
sorry.
and then it was like not wanting to go down. So it's all good. I'm good. So yeah, numbers were great for June. Obviously, I'm just reporting the numbers, not taking any credit for any of this. But monthly active users jumped up to 91.49 million, 39.8 million daily active high water mark, and then daily active 28-day average is 37.52. Thank you to Paula, who's not here, for making the infographic there with those numbers. Makes it look a lot prettier than just me copying or screenshotting the tweet from Brendan. So thank you for that. And if I recall off the top of my head, I think it was like a 3.39 million jump from May. So June was a pretty good month on monthly active users. And actually, I was looking at the numbers from January to June. I think we went from 80 million to 91.49. So that's at 11.5 million almost through the first 6 months of the year. So yeah, good numbers, on track to hit that 100 million this year still. So good to see. And I think we're up a little over 5 million on the 28-day average for daily active users for the first 6 months. So yeah, numbers are going up. And then also looked up the number of holders on Solana as the rewards are being rolled out there. I think the rewards might have already gone up for the month If you look at the 7-day, it was up about a little over 2,000. So we're at 31,329 as of earlier today. So that number keeps climbing up as well. As holders of BAT on Solana, mainly through the rewards program. And then one other thing was we hit 235,000 BAT staked in the BAT cave on Guano Coins. So it's always cool to see the community coming together on that and locking up their BAT and Guano. And yeah, that's all I got. And I'm back from vacation, so back at it, back on the calls. So it's good to go and up and running. Happy to be back.
Let's go. Thank you, Drew. Okay, Godson.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope my audio is coming in clearly. I'm having some, technical difficulties over here.
Loud and clear.
Thank you. Yeah. So this week we're trying to work through a partnership with Eat Safari to be able to, get something going for the ambassadors in East Africa. Eat Safari is probably the biggest, definitely the biggest ETH event in the continent, but probably one of the biggest events, generally in Africa. We had a partnership with them last year. We were able to send out Stan as well as Shidi, I believe, last year. It was a very good event. We were able to secure a booth as well as a speaking slot, I believe. But we didn't really necessarily get our end of the bargain out in time. But we're trying to do better this year by kind of like getting ahead of it. And trying to secure something nice. So I'll keep everyone updated with what we're able to do. Stan seems excited as well to go again this year, and so does Shidi as well. So that's where we are on that. I also want to take the opportunity to announce the Prime African Ambassador of the Month for June last month, which is Stan. So congratulations. This is to recognize the effort he put in with the KBCC event, the Kenya Blockchain and the Crypto Conference. And then I also want to recognize Exodus as well, who I spoke to, is trying to get back more active in the program, but has some exams and stuff with school, but he wants to get him more active. So I would like to give him a bit of a nudge with this appreciation. So
Stan's got like 2 fistful of rings now, probably, man. You'd have to put a limit on that. I'm just kidding. Good job, Stan.
Yeah. Stan is in fact the man. We all know this. So yeah, that's it. Those are my updates for the week. Thank you for having me. See you next week.
Thank you. Okay, Battern, take it away.
Sorry, I was watching the stream on X, so I was a little bit behind.
Yeah. There's a couple of seconds delay.
Yeah, I've got 3 instances up right now of the slides. So, okay. First up, come to the Decentraland party. If you're going to join with my link, because I really want the Here's That Boy wearable. It's on in Decentraland on Friday, the 11th of July. It starts at 5 p.m. UTC. We have a presentation from Billions, who are partying with us. They're like a Proof of Humanity protocol, and followed by a presentation by me. Like it's like a timeshare. You have to come listen to me bang on about Bat and Brave for 15 minutes before you're allowed to play. So and at 5:30, there's going to be a party with DJ Billy T Coin for an hour, and there's going to be a booth. And when you clap emote, you receive the Brave Mask wearable into your backpack. And see you there. If you've got any problems, tag me on X, tag me on Discord, tag me on Telegram. I want as many people as we can there. It'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks for putting that together, Battern. And we will be sure to.
Oh, you don't just get our wearable. You also get that blinging necklace from Billions as well. That big
Wow.
Is this the only way to get the Brave wearable in Decentraland? We got to go to the seminar.
Well, there's other ways, Drew, but you don't want to. You don't want to do them.
Oh boy.
This
I'm
like
going to ask. But I don't want to ask.
What happened
But
to the metaverse stays in the metaverse.
this blingy necklace is cool because it could also stand for brave.
Oh, so yeah, the name of the party is Masks but Human.
Or
It
bat.
could also stand for Battern.
Huh?
It could also stand for Battern.
Oh, that's what mine stands
It
for.
could also stand for Bat. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good coupling, those two wearables.
Yeah, we've actually done a space of them before, I do believe.
I think we have, yeah.
Yeah, they used to go by a different name, but they're good guys.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, if you don't have Decentraland yet, we will tweet some instructions for how to get all set up ahead of the party.
If you're on this call, I'm going to be forcing you at gunpoint to install Decentraland by the end of this week.
Water gun is what
Water
you
gun,
mean.
yes. Water gun. It's
Like the
literally, I say it's a gun, it's just my finger pointing.
Not to be confused with waterboarding.
Yeah.
Okay. Next time.
Okay, moving on. Thank you, Batter. Ambassador updates.
Oh, sorry, wrong screen again. So, congratulate ambassador updates. The ambassador of the month this month is Revision. He's an OG ambassador. I'm pretty damn sure he was in season 1 or 2. He's quietly been helping behind the scenes. He's not really like an ex guy. He's not really in like up in front, but he's always there in the background helping out. He helped do an envoy for Bat on Torum. Like he onboarded a bunch of us there. He initiated the Karate Combat Partnership along with Moonbeamer. And recently, last week, I was like, we need to do more spaces with different people. That's a good way of getting partnerships going. And immediately he's in my DMs with like 4 different people who we thought we'd have a good meeting with. So yeah, we'll get you the Brave Ledger as soon as we can. And congratulations and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Revision. It's true. You're always around, always doing great stuff in the background, not necessarily like in front of everyone on X, like Battern was saying, but you're always.
Everyone plays a different role, you know?
Yes, that's it. Everybody plays a different role in the program, and yours is awesome. So thank you for being great and being around for so long. We've loved having you in the program. And then just a quick update on the ledgers. I know I owe some of our ambassadors of the month a Brave ledger. I have them all at my home in Montreal, but I have not been there in some months. So when I get back there, I will send them all out. I promise. If you are waiting for one, just know I haven't sent them because I don't have them with me. But once I do, they'll be on their way. Congrats, Revision. Okay. Oh, that's all. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in.
Awesome updates, everybody. What a trip, and it's cool to see everybody out and about at Cannes, at UCC, and the stuff with Ubisoft. Like, what were there a lot of people there? You guys, like, how was the turnout? Like, what was most interesting that you all saw? Like, what do you guys think that folks might be interested to hear about that might not have been able to make it?
Oh man, well, there was a huge turnout. I'll tell you that. People in the south of France love pétanque. It's interesting because our original plan with Ubisoft was to do kind of a different. The event was going to be sort of different. They originally had rented this like floating platform, almost like this like island in the water near the conference center. And then we were going to have like a whole, like air conditioned setup there with like lots of monitors. And we were going to be like showing off the Captain Laserhawk game there and like doing other gameplay demos. They have another game, DeadSec. We were going to like do all of that in the Brave browser to show that off, show the performance, and also like tease the avatar there. And like, it was going to, we were going to have to like, ferry people basically from like the main conference like to our little island, and we had this like whole Ubisoft had this whole idea, this whole plan, and that didn't end up working out for whatever reason. That venue sort of fell through, and then we kind of at the last minute decided to co-sponsor this pétanque tournament, and I actually think it ended up being awesome. Like, it was a great idea because it's such a popular game that we were able to draw in so many people, not just from ECC, but like just passerby. Like, people just came by because they love pétanque and they wanted to get involved. And also, I think our tent was very eye-catching with all the colors and stuff. So yeah, the tournament was popping. I don't know how many people participated. I can probably get some stats from Ubisoft, but it went great. And I would say most people who came by already knew Brave and already loved Brave. Like, the feedback that we got from people we met, and the team can feel free to chime in too and share anything that, or like fill in any gaps here. But like, I feel like most people I spoke to, 98% of people already know Brave, already use Brave, love Brave. We're excited to hear about our updates, and we're just happy to see us there because we're an older project as far as the space goes. And like, I had one or two people comment like, I haven't seen Brave front and center in a couple of years because you guys have been around for so long. So it's like really great to see you here. I think the marketing person from Tezos said that, and I was like, heck yeah, we're showing everyone that we're still here, front and center in the zeitgeist. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm kind of like, if you guys have specific questions, I'd be happy to answer. Team?
Yeah, I mean, like, was it mostly like, Oh, Guillermo, go ahead.
There was actually like a lot of people who, despite knowing Brave, did not know what our relation in Web3 was, or were not aware of the existence of the token. So it was, pretty fun for me to explain like how we do make money, the integration of BAT, the advertising model, because it was one of the first things that actually caught my eye as a fan of Brave when I started using the product. So explaining that to people made them, extra excited to understand why the ads existed, why do we do it the way we do, and then that we distribute the token towards our users. 7% goes to them, 30% is retained.
Actually, that's a good point, G. That came up a couple of times for me too, now that you mention it. I remember talking to somebody, I don't remember who it was. When you talk to so many people over the course of a week, they all kind of blend together at some point.
Fair
But I remember talking to someone and they were like, oh yeah, I love Brave. I've been using Brave for years. Like, what an awesome browser. And they're like, but why are you like at an Ethereum conference? Like, oh my God. Yeah, we've got a whole Ethereum token. And so that was interesting, and says to me that, maybe we need to put some more effort into, marketing the BAT side of things a little bit. I mean, I know that this team here definitely does try to do that. But maybe we need to be pushing even harder.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Drew.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I agree too. And I don't know, maybe we've come around kind of full circle that it's been around for so long. There's new people in the space that don't realize we have a token and it's a Web3 browser, but definitely got to do more to make people aware if there's people that are unaware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why like I'm pretty pumped about like the Brave game stuff that's coming up too, is that like, we're doing more and more of these doing more and more of these efforts that are on social, like that involve other communities and apps and partners and with Brave and Bat too, so that way like we're kind of got this like rolling thunder of just like activity happening around that. And then, you know, I also think we could spin up some more ads too around that, but I think we're seeing some pickup too. I mean, like I just checked right before the call, and like, yeah, we're at 7,323 .brave domains that have been minted. It's like less than 2 months, which is pretty awesome. You know, we were hoping that we would get, you know, at a minimum 2,500 before August, and an ideal, like, you know, really optimistic target of like 10,000, and it looks like we're going mark than we are you know, the lower band on that, like, which is great. I mean, it's really cool to see, and I think that, you know, that's with not pushing very hard either. I think, you know, we're gonna have some more and more activity around that and around Bat coming up too, and there's just some cool things that are happening you know, with these partnerships that we're excited to get, you know, going. And things like the Brave Games are helping us to have like more discussions across partners and ways that we can incorporate that into things, and et cetera. So it's pretty exciting to hear. I see Aranyaka's got a hand up. How's it going, Aranyaka?
Yo, long time no see or no talk.
You doing, man? Like, I know it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm just at work right now, but I just got a question.
Yep.
First of all, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm better now that I'm talking to you, man.
Thanks. I was just looking at, like, you mentioned about the .brave from like the partnership with Unstoppable Domains.
Yeah.
And it mentions on the website I just sent over from Unstoppable, says that Brave has applied the .brave for ICANN, like the Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers.
Yeah.
Or Internet Corporation. Could you tell us a little bit more about how Brave has I guess signed up for that?
Yeah.
Is there going to be like a subscription as well with it? Like, what's the deal?
No. So like basically, like we've been you know, ideally, here's where we want to go. Like, so these Web3 domains give you this really cool ability to use it with a wallet, send money to like a human readable address, right? Like send crypto peer to peer, or use it, you know, use it as a handle, right? Like as a way to like get away from having to deal with the long, you know, strings of letters and numbers that nobody memorizes. The other side of that, like Brave's a browser, right? So, you know, we handle DNS domains and top level domains in that realm as well. And so ICANN's kind of this link between both of them, right? Where this was something that we had been trying to do, and I know Marshall's here, and Marshall was helping to try and like shepherd this for years. And you know, there wasn't really a great process in place that helped to get you from a web domain or a Web3 domain to a you know, a DNS domain that could resolve like for like, you know, more traditional, you know, Web2 top level domains. But more recently, like Unstoppable kind of, and a few others too, like started providing this. They built some relationships with ICANN and helped to kind of like build up process that helps you to kind of facilitate getting with ICANN and then supporting, you know, DNS domains like with your Web3 domain. So here's kind of like, there's some criteria. There's like a big process like Kyle Hartog from our site's been working on around this. And there's also some kind of, you know, base requirements that we had to meet, and that's why we were putting a lot of emphasis on like trying to get to between 2,500 and 10,000, because that's what we were told is kind of like the range to aim for ICANN. You know, for when you submit, you want to make sure that there's like ICANN wants to see that you have you know, sufficient demand for the domains, but ideally, like, you know, once that process is done, you know, .brave domains will be supported like any, DNS domain. So GoDaddy and others can sell .brave domains. And then it'll also have this Web3, crypto functionality too. So it's kind of like a best of both worlds, because, and if you think about it, like, and you step back, right? Like, and I've said this probably like 50 times the last week and a half on various calls or whatnot. Like, people throw these like grand statements out there. Oh, the next billion crypto users, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like the next 10 to 20 to 30 million crypto users are like already Brave users, right? Like, we're in a unique position where like we have more users than like probably the entire native crypto population is now. And the problem with this space is that like everybody's hell bent on like catering to this very narrow cohort of natives, right? Like, but Brave's in a position where, everybody uses a browser, right? Like in our addressable opportunities, like, at least 3.5 billion Chrome users, but like realistically much larger than that. And so, we have this ability here from the browser. Okay, like if we can make it simpler to send transactions with a .brave domain, like that's pretty cool. That's almost like a Venmo / PayPal-esque like way to like send crypto from user to user. But then also have this ability for, creators and others to like, harness the power of like a DNS domain with .brave too. Like, there's some really interesting things that can happen, right? Like, but it's also a way to meet people where they are. Like, we're not going to meet users where they are with a lot of complexity or a lot of like tribal fighting over stupid stuff that nobody understands. Like, you got to meet people where they are by like meeting them where they are. Like, are you making it easy to transact? Like, is this as easy as me adding a credit card to a wallet? Like, is this as easy? Like, can I get some benefits from transacting with this thing? And I think that like we've started down that path with BAT, with making it opt in to earn. Like, people understood that, hey, it's a browser. If I use it, like, I earn with my attention. Yeah. I think the next phase here is like, okay, cool. Like, it's where can I start to earn from transacting in this attention economy? Like, how can I start to like, and this is where things like the program elsewhere, but also these things where the .brave domains are kind of like a building block. Like, right now you can send BAT to a .brave handle. Like, as we have these building blocks, the next phase is to like make this all easier for people. Like, and so there's a bunch of effort happening around that. But ideally, like, this is just kind of the building block, right? The browser can have a handle that's supported for DNS, recognized as a DNS domain, like, and also has this Web3 functionality where you can not only create but also transact with it. Like, that's pretty powerful. That's something, and I was even talking to Jenny about this, it was a week before last, where like she's like, hey, yeah, did you see that like whole Apple Cache thing? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I kind of fell asleep during that part of the Apple conference or whatever. But like, she's like, yeah, it's a bummer because I can't use it because I'm not in the US, right? Like, well, like imagine when you can like, just send funds from a .brave to a .brave anywhere. Like, this is kind of like we're finding in a lot of ways we're coming back to our roots, with what Web3 stuff can do. And I think, it's a day late and $1 behind for something, but I also think it's like super cool for others. And this week too, I'm dropping like a solo podcast where I kind of talk about tokenized finance, because there's a lot of a focus on that with like stable coins and also like equities, tokenized equities and things like that. But like, in a lot of ways, what we're doing now and seeing with this is the way to like free up the transacting in places that have been kind of left behind or at a disadvantage. And there's a lot of similarities with AI adoption too, where you're seeing like, I've had a lot of like academics and regulators and other folks on the podcast, and one thing I ask them all the time is like, what are you actually concerned about? And a surprising amount of people respond to that question with like, I'm really concerned about the people in places where they're not adopting this technology, like, because they're going to fall, drastically behind. Well, like, this has been a thing in the finance world forever, right? Like, we don't think about it this way in the US or in the West, where we have relatively easy access to banking and financial systems. But like you go outside, like go to like other parts of the world, and it's very hard to transact. So like I think that, you know, these pieces are they're the building block, right? Like we're at a stage now, we're almost at 100 million monthly active users. Like we need to shift away from, we're not, this wallet isn't like a MetaMask thing we're trying to target MetaMask users with. We need to think about like, how are we going to start to like unlock the potential of this technology for like everyday folks and the folks that we've already got. Like, how are we going to meet those users where they are, you know? And so I think who else? So I hope that answers the question, but you know, let's rip.
Yeah. I think my question also kind of ties back to like, is this going to be available for like, let's say Chrome users, other Chrome users to look up like Guillerm.brave? Is that something gonna happen?
Well, yeah, if we get you know, if we get that ICANN support like at the DNS level, like it should resolve, right? Like
Okay.
yeah.
Would it
not just
sorry.
not just be specific to Brave, right?
Okay. Would there be like because I know with .com, .xyz, et cetera, there's always like a bit of a subscription fee. Sometimes it's $5, depending on how lengthy the URL is. Is that something that would be expected?
I know with the .brave stuff, it's a one-time thing. Like you pay for it now. The thing I'm less certain on, and I don't know if Kyle's here, he might have a better answer because he's been kind of talking through a lot of this with Unstoppable. But there'll be like a path, like once the ICANN stuff's done, that we go down on. Like it's kind of a transition process. I think everybody's grandfathered in, but I don't know the specifics on that. But I think that the idea is like we don't want to have to make it something where you have to like subscribe or annualize payments or require, like it should just be something, you know, hopefully where is one and done. But I don't know specifically what the details are on that. I think Kyle might, but if he's not here, I can see if he can come next week and fill in.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Bowes, I think you got a hand up, right?
I do. I forgot several of my questions while I was waiting. But I guess I got a couple things. I noticed that we did get kind of a new tab page upgrade, so to speak. Actual like animated new tab takeovers, at least on mobile. So I thought, I didn't really see anything posted about that online, but I thought that was kind of neat. And also, I will say the one that involved a slider kind of didn't really work that well on Android, at least.
Yep. We paused that one last night after like a couple other folks too had tested that out, and yeah, I can go in a little bit. So we've been working on making the new tab takeovers more dynamic, and so it's been a process that's been going on. I think it started back in August or September of last year, and the team's been working on it, where like we can use like HTML5 with the new tab takeover, and so do more dynamic things like that slider functionality, which obviously we got to work some bugged out on Android, but also for things like the animation, like the one that is live now, I think is it has like a little HTML5 animation that's there. There were a bunch of things with the security and privacy side of team that needed to get reviewed, and certain kind of like guardrails we had to put on there. Right now with Proton, this is the first one that we've tested with like a commercial business. We had done one other one before with some house ads that we were running. And so it's pretty early, but it's something we want to start to sell more regularly to customers and do it. But right now too, I think it's limited to Android and desktop, and iOS hasn't fully rolled out, so everything's still static there. But I think the team's working on implementing that in pretty soon. So that'll be cool. Like there'll be different options. I think, you know, part of this is kind of getting feedback from advertisers and seeing what you know, what types of elements they want to use and all of that, like, and how can we you know, offer a product that they want to spend money on. But I also like there's a balance between that and like opening ourselves up for security and privacy risk too.
Yeah, and I imagine there's probably is some stuff with like how you probably there's a balance. Like you probably don't want it to be so distracting that people feel it's disruptive.
Exactly.
But,
well, that's the other thing, and this is something I was kind of concerned about with this too, is that like a lot of folks come to Brave because we block, YouTube ads and video ads and stuff, and like video on HTML5 is a thing, right? And so there's a balance there between it not getting distracting. And the other thing that I don't know if people really realize is that like over 92% of our users, like we have options to turn that off, right? Like you can change the page, the new tab page to a URL, or you can just disable new tab takeovers altogether. Like over 90% of users keep that on, which is like kind of a testament to like, and it's not just like we're hiding the way to turn it off either, because we've had like banners that come across that say, hey, look here, if you want to turn it off, you can turn it off, all that stuff. And this is like over years that we've been measuring this. And so there's a balance between like not going overboard, in another direction, having be annoying, and then just having people turn it off,
Yeah. The other thing I was going to comment on earlier is I know Jenny mentioned how she's like met some people at these conferences and they like don't even really realize that Brave actually has like a cryptocurrency associated with them or know much about their crypto aspects of the browser at all. I was just going to say I've also seen that a little bit. It kind of goes in two varieties. From what I've seen, it's sometimes people who they know it exists, but the last time they touched it was so long ago that they're so outdated that when you actually tell them more about it, they're like, oh, I want to actually try to use the browser again. Or actually it's like, oh, now I actually want to turn on rewards or do other stuff because it's so different now. But I was going to just comment and say that, I do find that sometimes those interactions, like I kind of feel like do add value to like going to some of these crypto events. I know we're trying to focus on mass appeal, which I'm always an advocate for, but a lot of these people are, kind of target audience groups, like the people who are probably more likely to use it. So getting those people in the know and understanding what's the newest stuff in the browser, I think can be very, very value adding. So for any ambassadors out there who might, or like people who are just going to crypto events who are talking to people, feel free to chat it up. And like, even if it's someone who says they've used it before, hey, it's always not a bad follow-up to ask, if they don't use it currently, like, well, when's the last time you tried? Because the browser's changed a lot in the last few years.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good point. That's a good point. I think, I probably run into more people that like know about it but haven't used it, or especially like the crypto side of it, like in a long time, but love the browser still, that we can kind of bring back into the fold with this, especially obviously the BAT and reward side.
And I think there's like, I don't think it's like the ideal end state is just like one appeal, right? Like I think like if you look at how a lot of these exchanges and stuff handle it, especially the ones that have a lot of users, you could have kind of like a more basic mode that things default to for a broader audience, and then have an advanced mode that has a lot more bells and whistles and stuff. I think that's the key, is to kind of strike a balance with those two things, and take advantage of like, but also some of the stuff just wasn't practical until recently, right? Like like now with what's happening with stable coins and with banks and adopting it, and merchants having more options, and people are starting to actually talk about like some of the advantages of doing this with crypto, and merchant fees and things like this, or processing fees and stuff that kind of go away or get greatly reduced. Like these are conversations that are actually happening now, whereas in past cycles they weren't. And I think you're right, like there's a balance going between both, and I mean that's part of what we're trying to do with the program too, is like go after dApps that are like, have products that we can partner with while also kind of working on some of this other stuff in parallel. But yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, it's a balance, but it's funny though too, because like on the other end of things, like every day I feel like I see a bunch of noise from people that just like get mad that we're a crypto browser. The browser world is so funny because you kind of like see a lot of range on these things. But yeah, it is what it is. I want to make sure I get a Cripple Resistance. You have a hand. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. My question, are we upgrading? What are we doing about the VPN? Because I see a lot of complaints about the VPN. Are we going to upgrade it or something?
Yeah, I think there's work going into like improving it. We're seeing that feedback too, and I was talking with Jan, my colleague, this morning about this actually, and the team's working on kind of like, I think we're gonna get some additional opportunities to get more feedback going, and we're working with Guardian too on ways we can improve it and make it better too.
I mean, it does go along with the privacy aspect of Brave. So
It's also been a really strong like product for us on the premium side. Like we've seen a lot of people use it. So yeah, there's some digging into seeing where it might be falling short. I know a lot of people feel priced out of it too in certain parts of the world. So that part could use some love too, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Drew, what's up?
Oh, something I forgot to mention earlier is next Friday and Saturday, our partner Karate Combat has an event going on. So if anybody is in Florida, then Miami area, that wants to go and wants tickets, just hit us up. Forgot to mention that. I'm just gonna say that. So thanks.
Karate Combat. Let's go. All right, gang.
Should be a pretty good one too.
It should be. Dude, they're on fire lately. It's pretty awesome to see. Cool. Well, we're at the top of the hour, so we'll be back 1 week from today. Same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, have a great week and see you all online. Take care.
See you guys.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.